Behold, the square. It may seem a little boring at first, but once you find out more about a square, you will see it is intriguing and very useful. Squares appear all around you. They are great for building, decorating, and making three-dimensional shapes. And, believe it or not, squares have a lot of interesting identifying properties. After studying the video and this lesson, you will be able to identify squares in geometry and in your world. See how squares fit into the family of quadrilaterals. Construct a square. Draw a square. Name the three identifying properties of squares. Cite other quadrilaterals that can be squares. Find the perimeter and area of any square. Let's begin. What is a square? To be a square, a shape must be all these things: a plane figure, a closed shape, a regular polygon, and a quadrilateral. A square must have these two things: 1. 4 congruent equal-length sides, and 2. 4 congruent equal-measure interior angles. The family of quadrilaterals includes many shapes, and a square can be some of them. A square is a type of parallelogram, rectangle, and rhombus. It is a parallelogram because it has two pairs of parallel congruent sides. It is a rectangle because it has two pairs of parallel congruent sides and 4 congruent interior angles. It is a rhombus because it has 4 congruent sides. All squares are parallelograms, rectangles, and rhombi, but not all parallelograms, rectangles, and rhombi are squares. A square is a regular polygon because it has equal length sides, equilateral, and equal measure angles, equiangular. Compare it to the regular polygon with only 3 sides, the equilateral triangle, or a regular octagon, as you can see in stop signs at street intersections. Now, let's construct a square. You can construct a square using 4 straight, linear objects of equal length. Lay down your 4 straight objects like pens, rulers, shoelaces, so all 8 endpoints touch exactly one other endpoint. Work with the objects until all 4 interior angles appear to be the same. You have constructed a square. Because the 4 sides are equal, equilateral, and the 4 interior angles are equal, equiangular. Each interior angle is 90 degrees. You can draw a square using a ruler, pencil, and protractor. Draw a horizontal line segment on a piece of paper near the paper's center. Label it YN. So endpoint Y is your left and endpoint N is at the right. Use your protractor to draw a line segment rising up from endpoint Y, perpendicular to line segment YN and the same length as YN. Label its endpoint Z. Repeat that process to make a line segment rising up from endpoint N. Label its endpoint A. If you drew everything correctly, connecting endpoint Z to endpoint A gives you a square, ZANY. If you connect endpoints Z and N, you have a diagonal of the square. Connect A and Y, and you have the other diagonal. Look carefully at these diagonals. They are the same length, and they cut each other in half. They bisect each other. Look out! Squares are all around you. The square is an easy shape to make, cut, or build out of everyday materials. It also can cover a plane when you repeatedly put squares against each other. When you cover a surface so nothing peeks out, you tessellate the surface. Only a few regular polygons can tessellate a surface, and a square is one of them. This makes a square very handy for building, decorating, and producing art. You can find squares everywhere. Many floor tiles and ceiling panels are squares. Ceramic bathroom tiles are often squares. Artists and architects use squares a lot. The base of a square pyramid, a three-dimensional solid, is a square. The faces of cubes and dice, also three-dimensional or 3D solids, are squares. You can find squares in pictures, picture frames, crossword puzzle boxes, the sides of little children's building blocks, Scrabble tiles, and even the keys on many computer keyboards. In the United States, most paper for writing and printing is rectangular, not square. But in Japan, Square paper is used for folding in the art of origami. You can make wonderful animals and other figures in origami, all starting with a square of paper. Now let's identify the properties of squares. Squares have three identifying properties related to their diagonals, sides, and interior angles. All squares have exactly two congruent diagonals that intersect at right angles and bisect, halve, each other. No other shape has this identifying property. The diagonals of a square also bisect their interior angles. All four sides of a square are congruent. That means they are equal to each other in length. To be congruent, opposite sides of a square must be parallel. The rhombus shares this identifying property, so squares are rhombi. All four interior angles of a square are congruent, since interior angles of any quadrilateral must add to 360 degrees, which means each angle is 90 degrees. All squares, therefore, have four right angles. The rectangle shares this identifying property, so squares are rectangles. Let's find the perimeter of a square. Because a square has four congruent, equilateral or equal length sides, finding the distance around the shape is very easy. Label the length of any side A, and then multiply times 4. Perimeter equals 4 times A. So for our square, ZANY, if any side is 37 yards, the perimeter is 4 times 37, or 148 yards. Try it yourself. Let's say square ZANY has one side of 1,000 meters. What is the perimeter? Perimeter equals 4 times 1,000 meters. Perimeter equals 4,000 meters. Now let's find the area of a square. Area is always expressed in square units of the linear measurement. Normally we say area is equal to length times width, but in a square, the length is the width. This makes your work easier. To find the area of a square, multiply the length of any sides times itself. You can also raise it to the second power. A square with a side of 37 yards has an area of 37 squared, which is 37 yards times 37 yards, which equals 1,369 square yards. Try it yourself. Take our same square, ZANY, with sides of 1,000 meters. What is its area in square meters? Area equals 1,000 squared, which is 1,000 times 1,000 meters. Area equals 1,000,000 square meters. By watching the video and reading these instructions, you have learned all about the geometric figure, the square. You know how to construct a square. You can identify squares all around you. You can tell how a square fits into the family of quadrilaterals, and you can spot the three identifying properties of a square. You can calculate the perimeter and area of a square using the formulas P equals A times 4, where A is the length of one side and A equals A squared in square units.